be a new live stream by the time, yeah. It absolutely, like, the last one just totally solidified into its own thing. Alright, whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this stream uploaded or not, but, yeah, there's a previous stream, which is technically this one still, where, like, I played through Ys 9 all the way to the end, and then the internet decided to die at a seemingly random time for no reason, and, it disconnected long enough that YouTube just, like, ended the stream, and then it started up a new one when it reconnected, so you know how it is. I could either, like, take the whole archive and re-upload it and waste a bunch of data cap, or I can just leave it as is because I have a really small channel where, like, all my videos get, like, 5 views, so who cares, right? Anyway. Yeah, we're right at the end here with Aprilis.
Now it's our responsibility to ensure it leads to the future this city deserves.
Mm-hmm. I know you'll all be just fine. Sorry I can't be there to see it through. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, I never figured she would have, like, a bun in her hair.
We can do no less as the people who live upon this land.
Hmm.
You are kind, Adol Kristen. You are also steadfast.
But?
Do you remember when I told you I wished the Monstroms didn't have to fight anymore?
Yeah?
It was right before our final battle.
Yeah.
I remember.
I was embarrassed to have you see me like that. I had a feeling, Adol, from the moment I met you in the prison, that you would be the one to spark the change that I could only dream of. But I always reserved my expectations. And yet, you exceeded them anyway.
Yeah. I've never... You know, somebody getting shot in the chest. That's the greatest thing that you did. Finding me and fucking shooting me.
Thank you for freeing the Monstroms.
Thank you for shooting me. And forcing me to do this against my will.
This is the first moment in a very long time that I myself have felt free.
Beautiful. You have a second chance at life, I guess. Well, not a second one, like a 100 millionth chance at life now. You're technically not the original girl, but, you know, your soul, your memories, everything are all the same. So, you know, you can still keep on keeping on. Instead of, you know, dying by execution, by unfair execution. Yeah, what will you do now? Please don't tell me that you're gonna join Zola or do anything related with Zola, please, for God's sakes.
I'm sure you've spent your life living for the sake of others.
Yeah, live your own life. Take up a hobby.
Though, I guess I'm not one to talk. But hey, it might be good for you to take some time to yourself for a change.
Yeah, go travel.
Interesting. I can do that now, can't I?
Yeah, you can. You have your whole life ahead of you. There we go.
Yes, you're right.
I'm literally about to end it. Literally about to end it.
Adol, thank you again. For everything.
Hmm.
Though it pains me to see you go, I'm glad for you all the same.
Yeah, it pains me to see you go too. You finally became an interesting, cool character right at the end. Yeah, very close towards the end.
Goodbye, Adol.
Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, baby girl. Touching you with your human hand and not a robot hand anymore. Awesome. Great. This is why I like fan servicey games, because, you know, they get a bit more physical. And you hear?
So, where to next, Adol?
It's just shaking hands and that's it.
If you want to stay on the road, we can head towards Garmin.
Hmm.
Or if you're pining for the sea breeze, we could take a trip overseas to Bratai.
We're literally just like walking? No car, no horse, nothing. Just let's just walk to the next place. Wherever the wind takes us.
You really took that dandelion thing to heart, huh?
Yeah, well, gotta make it all go full circle, huh?
By the way, I've been meaning to ask. You've been on the road for a while now. You ever think about settling down anywhere?
You know, like getting married to like a big buff guy with blue hair like me, you know, huh? You know, you ever thought of that? Adopt some kids? Settling down somewhere. I don't feel like Adol has ever thought about that. I feel like it'd be maybe. I don't think Adol has ever thought about, like, staying in one place.
Come on, you're killing me, Adol.
Why? Do you want to settle down somewhere? You could just, like, stop following me around.
Well, no sense stopping now. The road suits us better, after all.
Yeah, also, how old is he? 26? You know? Like, I'm older than him, you know? Like, and this is no sign. This is absolutely not a time for him to stop. I think, yeah, think about that when you're, like, fucking 40 or some shit.
We made a lot of great memories here, with a lot of great people. Wherever the next destination may be, I hope we meet more folks like that again.
Yeah, I hope we meet more beautiful anime characters. That, yeah, you see, that's why it's only 2 people. It's only Adol and Dogi and not... You see, as I said before, I think it'd be really cool if there'd be, like, more people that join Adol, you know? I was thinking, like that thief lady would, like, join us, you know? Like, people that have a good reason to travel, they would just join up along with us. But, like, if that happens, like, if at some point you have, like, 6 characters joining up at all times, then, there wouldn't be enough space for, like, other characters to show up, right? Like, every game is literally, like, a new cast, right? So, like, it's difficult to let go of these characters that you love so much, but I guess you can just play the game again if you want to reminisce, right? But you just want to see them, like, in the future, right? For example, with Ys 8, that's the first game that I fell in love with. And I'm still wondering, right? Like, what's Laxia doing right now, right? Like, well, what are all of the people that I saw before, you know? You might never even see them again. You almost want to see a sequel to it, but that's the temptation. That's the devil temptation, because then you never want to let go, and it's just sequel after sequel after sequel, and then you hate it now, right? So, when the party is at its highest point, that's exactly when you should leave, you know? So that you can maintain all those good memories and not risk fucking it up. What was he, like, penguin waddling backwards?
Hey, look.
Everybody, very awkwardly. Thank you for visiting Disneyland. Please come visit us again. The most respectful goodbye ever. Look at all these fucking weirdos. Now Prillis is there. No Credo? Oh, you're gonna make me cry too. Bye. Oh, there he is. Him with that Colgate smile. We're awkward Buzz Lightyear smile. It's so awkward that we just walk away. No horse, no carriage, no airship, no nothing, no car, nothing. Just, okay, we're just walking somewhere else now. Bye. I feel like the ending to Ys 8 is so much more powerful and emotional. And it really focuses on the characters of, like, here's what happened to them afterwards, right? And here's just like, bye. Okay. Bye. And like, that's it. There you go. Yuki Kaji is the voice of Adol. And Crimson King. And Atra. Nikako Komatsu. Oh my god, the audio is crackling like crazy. Oh, there we go. I at least get to see pictures. But there we go. Krisha is still with her flower shop. There's Carla. That's cool. Good game. Really, really good game. I got about as attached. I fell in love with the cast all over again. And hey, he's walking now. Ah, that's great. My boy can walk now. That's really great. Love it, makes me happy. Oh, this is Yufa. Somebody drawing a picture of the entire family together, I guess. Ah, there we go. They got married. I guess they had to show that eventually. Krisha crying. There's a bunch of people there. Tito and Archie are there. Everybody from the Dandelion is there. Alright, so they did get married. And then, who's this? Oh, there we go, Credo. Yeah, he's still with the Hieroglyph Knights, I guess. It's nice to see them all. You gonna show more? Nah. When they center the credits, you know it's done. I thought they were gonna show other people on who this. Yeah, like Anemona or Arx or Ingrid. At least it didn't really get spoiled in the other characters that I understand in the final boss, yeah? I'm not gonna tell you who the final boss is. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. That's Anemona. So Zola gave Anemona a human body, so now she's like a normal person now. Ah, that's so great. She got to be a real boy. She literally just went through the whole Pinocchio story. Oh, Aprilis! Aprilis with like her feather thing and her fake robot arm. That's gone now. She doesn't need it anymore. She's a normal person now. I swear to God, if... Oh, is that Zola right there? That old man? Ah, Aprilis looks so pretty now. I mean, it's not like she didn't look pretty before, but you know. She just looks really different now. So is she just like Zola's caregiver now? Like what? So they did end up, I mean, I don't know, they ended up together, but like, still, I hate that she like wants to have anything to do with him now. He was such a jerk. There we go, Dandelions flying away, and now the two of them got a ride. Nintendo Switch version by Engine Software. God, you guys really tried your hardest to get this game to run on this console, man. The absolute worst version. The worst way to play Ys 9. But it's still a great game. Oh, this is the opening. This is the opening screen. Oh, all of the original ones. The original members from like 500 years ago. With Aprilis and all the other 5. Ah. Ooh, this is very reminiscent of Ys 1 and 2. And it's not all red and evil now. It's all blue and nice. Oh, and there's the new one. Ah. All of the monstrums. Oh, look at that. Finn. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox. To be continued in Adult's next book. Ah, that's so great. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox, the end. Did he write the epilogues as well? Did he figure out what everybody did afterwards? All right. Do I press A? Dun 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 dun. Oh, save my progress. All right. I have 2 save files. One save file right before the final boss. And then this is a whole ass epilogue. I'm assuming that's going to be the save file. Yeah, there we go. Clear data, normal stars. So I guess new game plus. At all level 84. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun da 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 da. Oh, look at that! The opening screen changed. Is right at the top of the cathedral, right? The flower, she just left her gun there. Ah, this game is so nice. So nice. Literally, the only bad thing about this game is that if you play it on Switch, it just runs horribly. And Yufa getting married. Because that makes me jealous. I have been conditioned by video games to just be like the harem anime protagonist, you know, forever. So, like, if there's any girl that ends up going with someone else, I just get mad jealous. And Yuffie was like the hottest character in the whole game. And of course, she's the one with the boyfriend. Anyway, we ended up leaving her anyway because I guess hanging out with Dogi is more important, I guess. I've apparently been playing this game on hard. I don't even remember doing that. Well, and in typical Ys fashion, at least, you know, as far as Ys 1 and 2 is concerned, they had a time attack there, and I guess they have a time attack now here too. In this mode, you can fight any bosses that you have already encountered and try to beat your record time. Press Y to switch between different play modes. Clear time will be recorded for each difficulty. Your character levels and equipment are predetermined for each boss. You can press start on the camp menu. There we go, Martudo, Giselbub, Glamandi. Everybody. Every single... Wait, what? There's a question mark one? And then Boss Rush. Hard Infinite, Infernal, Lunatic. 3-person mode? 2-person mode? 1-person mode? Really? 1-person mode. Damn. I love that it changed. Oh my god, and that's... Is the picture Saint Rosvita? Oh my god. The picture Saint Rosvita, I'm sure of it. Starting a successive playthrough will reset your DLC items. You may retrieve these items again by selecting the DLC tab from the item screen of the main menu. Oh, there we go. So now that you can do New Game Plus, like what do you want to transfer over? Transfer character levels and elixir levels. Transfer the skills and the skill progression. Transfer equipment. Transfer consumables. Transfer materials and ingredients. Gold. Ritual, relic enhancements. Map exploration and treasure locations. Playthrough bonus. Oh, okay, so because I'm playing it again, I'm gonna receive 3 free empty bottles? All materials times 10. Receive each material as a playthrough bonus. It excludes ingredients and shards. Oh. Well, I beat it on normal. For those who desire the thrill of engaging action, recommended for experienced players of the E series. An extremely unreasonable difficulty for extraordinary masters of action games. A cruel, merciless, unbalanced difficulty that puts even Nightmare to shame. Enemies will act faster. An insane bloodbath where all enemies deal double damage. Recommended after finishing the game at least once. Great. Well, I beat the game. I did what I wanted to do. And I'm happy. It ended in exactly the way that I figured it would. A lot less celebratory and how do you call it? Very unceremonious. People just kind of wave goodbye at you and that's kind of it. You know? In Ys 8, it really feels like a massive achievement to be able to leave the island and stuff. But, yeah, after playing all of Ys 9, generally, I still like Ys 8, just by a tiny smidge. But again, that's my bias of that being my first Ys game, but also, like, just looking at the story structurally and how much I cared about the characters. For me, like, Ys 8 is like watching an amazing movie or something. And Ys 9, you know, is a follow-up. World-wise and lore-wise, it wasn't super interesting. It was super, like, political and stuff like that. As opposed to Ys 8 that felt very mystical, right? But it was cool. Right? There's still, like, another big disaster that we had to stop. You know, we killed, you know, the big boss. And most characters make it out okay. Even a lot of the villains, right, make it out okay. I know that there's some, you know, there's some deaths around here. But a lot of it just kind of makes sense because of the nature of what happens in the story. But yeah, most people get their happy ending. I still don't understand why Aprilis ended up with Zola. But, you know, he's like I don't know, it's kind of uncertain what happens to him, right? You see him like in a wheelchair as an old, decrepit old man, right? So I guess that's like his true form or something. I don't know. I guess Zola eventually got what he wanted, which was to just be with Aprilis, because that literally his entire motivation is that he's just a simp for Aprilis. He just simped so hard that he did everything that goes down in the plot of this game. And so, I mean, she's carrying him around in a wheelchair, so I guess he got what he wanted, but like... If I was Aprilis, I would never in a million years want to have to do anything with him. But, it's anime, and that's how it is. If there's a man and a woman that just exist in close proximity to each other, they're gonna get married, they're gonna fuck, and they're gonna have kids, right? That's what's gonna happen, right? There's never any nuance of like, no, you're a dick, no, right? Like, just, it's always like, if there's a story that just ties them together, they're gonna fall in love and they're gonna be together no matter what. And that's something that I really, really dislike about a lot of anime stories. Is that everybody has to be shipped, everybody has to be, like, in a relationship somehow, right? The males and females can't just, like, be friends with each other, right? And so that's why, you know, sometimes it's annoying when you see stuff like that. But overall, you know, the game was great. I still like Ys 8 better, but, Ys 9 is also fantastic. I think Ys 9 specifically suffers a lot more from being on Switch than it does Ys 8, because Ys 8 is like more of an open, you know, abandoned island, right? It's literally a deserted island with almost nothing on it, and so it's really easy to run on Switch. At least I don't remember having it get like that many frame drops. I remember like saying that it's in 30 frames and it wasn't that bad. But, with Ys 9, it's just way worse, you know? Because it has NPCs walking around with dialogue and these big-ass buildings that they have to generate. There's a lot more going on, right? And so, the worlds are definitely bigger, so, I can definitely see why, it would be a tougher job to, to optimize the Switch version, right? Even when it does run fine at 30 frames, the resolution is still really low, so like at a distance everything is super jaggy and shit, and it almost feels like there's like a pixelated kind of filter to it all. There's almost like a weird like screen door effect when you're watching cutscenes and stuff. It's so weird. But anyway, I have always been a very easy person to please when it comes to graphics and technical aspects, you know? So I forgive it very easily. I feel like anybody that, like, you know, is a lot more hardcore, you know, like those same people that complain about Elden Ring being 5 frames less than what they wanted, and they give it a negative review on Steam, they would play this game and they'd, like, fucking vomit, you know? Like, they would literally throw up in disgust at playing a game like this. But not me. You know, I powered through it, and I looked at the content of the game, and the story, and the voice acting, and the music, and the combat, and everything, and I had a lot of fun, you know? For me, as somebody that started off the Ys adventure with Ys 8, and did the combat, and did everything there, it just felt right for me to play this on Switch, right? But one thing that I really want to do is that if I do ever play this game again, then I absolutely, for sure, am not going to play it on Switch again. I'm probably going to buy it on PC. If it's ever on sale for like 30 bucks or something, I want to see the amount of features that they added on the PC version, because I know that they added a lot. They had a really long list of all of the new things that they have on PC. One of them is obviously better frame rate, higher resolutions, ultra wide, uncapped frame rate, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like playing it on PC, or at least on like PS4 or PS5, is going to be a much different experience, right? It might even be a whole ass new game. I remember when I had like a free like 30-day trial for Google Stadia, of all things. They have Ys 8 on Google Stadia, and I played it, streamed out of the internet, and it played at 60 FPS, and I was playing it with the Stadia controller, and I really wanted to just play through it all over again, because it ran smooth like butter. It felt like a totally different experience to me. That, and like I'm so attached to the characters of Ys 8 that I kind of, you know, wanted to just re-experience the game all over again, because I just love that game so much. But yeah, Ys 9 is pretty similar. It's almost exactly the same game structurally, right? Where you have a new city, and you're stuck there for some reason, and you one by one, you keep integrating more and more and more characters into your party. They each have their story, they each have their own deal, and then you have, like, some tower defense kind of part where, like, you're fighting a ton of monsters, eventually get more equipment, more stuff, uncover the wider story. And every Ys game has, like, the Bond girl, right? It always has, like, that cover girl that, you know, does a lot for the story, right? Like, in Ys 1 and 2 is the two goddesses, right? And then, in Ys 8 is Donna, Lacrimosa of Donna. In Ys 9 is Aprilis. And all of the other games in between, they all have their own, like, you know, poster girl, waifu, Bond girl that, you know, is like the defining factor of the story. Plus all the other characters, right? There's a lot of good male and female characters. Everybody was consistently good. Everybody, I'm a big fan service waifu kind of guy, so obviously when I look at the male characters, I'm like, I'm not gonna fuck with you. But like, I liked everybody, you know? I like Credo, I like Jules a lot. I really like Parks. I think out of all of the Dandelion characters that were in there, I think Parks was one of my favorite ones. Even Maxim was like more interesting as the story went along. Your time in the prison, doing all of the puzzles and the platforming and stuff in the prison, and then outside of the prison and all that stuff. It was really great. And then like seeing the city and all of their problems and their culture and everything that they did, the entertainment district, exploring all the different areas in and outside, looking at all the landmarks, the missions and all that. It has really good world building in the same way that like the Legend of Heroes games have world building. I mean, it's Falcom, for God's sakes. They're the masters of world building and making all of these worlds feel super lived in, even if it is, like a sub 30 FPS jaggy kind of mess sometimes. But I had a really great time exploring everything, just running around with all of our abilities, flying around and zipping everywhere, And the more upgrades and abilities that you got, they just kept opening doors for you, right? And yeah, every character that you interact with is like super charming, super nice. The villains, I gotta say, is probably the weakest part. The villains are very generic. Every single anime cliche that you've ever seen, right? Like some Sephiroth fucking wannabe of like, the world, I'm saving you from yourself by killing all of you, It kind of got a little bit too biblical in a really like cringe, edgelordy, pretentious kind of way. And also like in typical modern day anime fashion, it really doesn't feel like the big bad guy receives any consequences. It seems like the dude just kind of gets away with everything, I gotta see the story to see that and see how I feel about it. Yeah, like the one really big like gripe that I would have, which is something that's pretty common nowadays, like the brand and like the fan favorite characters tend to like, speak more about how things go as opposed to like actually telling a story that is a bit more bold and has a more of a spine to it. I already think they have a pretty big spine with like taking like the hottest character in the game and marrying them to someone, right? Because if there was like some marketing team that looked at Yufa, they'd probably be like, no, we have to keep her single, right? Because the fans, all of these fucking weebs are gonna want to fantasize about being with her and stuff, and they're gonna be so disappointed when some other guy comes in and takes her, right? And what I said about me getting jealous about Yufa getting married, I'm just memeing. I mean, I'm obviously joking, right? Because, I play Senran Kagura and I play all of these games where I conquer all of these girls, right? And it does feel different, right? It's a different feeling, but it's also kind of refreshing, right? That you just let the characters be the characters, right? And not be afraid about like, oh my god, the fans are gonna get mad that the hot girl got married, right? Like just... whatever, they're fake characters, who cares, right? There's still going to be hentai of those characters regardless of what happens, right? And so, yeah, it's just silly when there's like companies or marketing teams that are like, no, all of these girls have to stay single, right? Unless it's like something like Senran Kagura where like it's deliberately designed, to be like an all-girl team and they're all like in lesbians with each other. Where like the having guys in there is not really the point. But with something like Ease, where there's like an equal measure of like dude characters, girl characters, and you want to world build and all that stuff, yeah, have them have relationships and stuff. That is something that I agree with a lot. Yeah. And you'll catch me making jokes about that of like, oh, I wanted to be with her, but like, at the end of the day, whatever, do what's best for the character, right? And with Yufa, it makes perfect sense, right? Because her whole thing is about family. It's about like, she was adopted by her parents and then the parents died and then she had to take care of the little siblings, right? And so she feels weird because she's adopted, she doesn't really belong with the family. And then, later on in the story, you find out thing that makes her feel even more separated from her family. But the little sister and the brothers don't care. They accept her anyway. And then, she kind of wants to keep this family together. And so the best thing that she can do is have like a father figure, right? She's kind of like bringing it together. She's the mom, Felix is the dad, and, you know, here are the kids, right? And so, like, for her character to have closure and to really feel like her arc is completed, her marrying Felix and having, like, that drawing of everybody being together, having a new mom and a new dad, right? Where after the, like, the war and stuff, like, they died, then that really completes the character, right? But, you know, there are some people that legitimately just don't see that. They see, oh, I wanted her to be my waifu, you know? And the fact, if it legitimately makes you feel uncomfortable to see a fictional character be in a relationship and not be with you, or like the surrogate character that is supposed to represent you, then you have a problem, right? You just gotta learn to let go of that kind of stuff. Now, of course, I think the vast majority of romance stories in both American media and in Japanese media and in most media, I think is kind of done in a really shallow, shitty kind of way. You know, like, I've never liked it when you see, like, an action movie and just, like, a guy and a girl that go through an adventure together and then they're, like, boyfriend and girlfriend by the end of it. It's like, you know, the circumstances and everything, like, you guys are attracted to each other for, like, the wrong reasons, right? But then there's interesting takes on that, like Uncharted, right? Uncharted is really good at the relationship between the blonde girl and Nathan Drake, right? Where, like, the thing that really keeps them together is that thrill of adventure, right? The only reason for why they like each other is because they go through all these death-defying things together, and then when they live a normal life, it's, like, so boring and who cares, right? That it's like, do we even like each other, right? Or was it, like, the adventure that kind of gave us an excuse to kind of, like, you know, do we just like the adrenaline and the thrill, right? Unfortunately, they stay together by Uncharted 4, right? And they, like, you know, they figure something out, right? But yeah, so many, so whenever you have this story of, like, will they, won't they, you know? And then when they do get together, the only thing that you can think of is, like, oh, they're having problems now, right? Their relationship is just tested, and it's like, oh, are they gonna break up, right? As soon as you want them to get together, you just want them to break up, and then get back together again, and then break up again, and it's just this, like, super, like, abusive, bad, like, loop, right? So, yeah. Also, even if Yufa was single and she was in love with you, it wouldn't matter because Adel has to leave and do other stuff, right? Krisha was already crying because Adel wouldn't stay, right? So, like, do you want to do that for 2 girls? Break 2 hearts? And also break 3 hearts because Shantae was like, oh, Adel, darling, don't leave. So, yeah. They should do that. They should have a romance option or, like, you know, some teasing over there with Shantae. He was cool. Shantae was also cool. I liked him a lot as well. I like Silhouette. Silhouette was cute as well. But yeah, not every single girl has to be a waifu. But if they are, that's cool. In fact, there are so many moments where, like, other characters are kind of, like, teasing or, like, implying some shipping with, like, either Krisha or Yufa or Aprilis. There's a moment where, like, Adel and Aprilis are in private together and people are like, oh, what's going on here, right? Yeah. Typical shit. I still think that one girl, that brown-haired girl from, like, Ys 1 should probably be with Adel or something, or one of the goddesses. I don't know. But yeah. That is another Ys game in the bank. Donna, you know, if you, out of all of the waifus that I've seen the 2 goddesses, and I've seen the brown-haired girl whose name I forget from Ys 1 and 2. Ys 2, I think, specifically. And then after looking at Donna, looking at Aprilis, and all of these girls, Laxia, I think out of everybody, I think I would really be down for Donna. Donna is still my favorite out of everybody. And again, big bias, my first Ys game, so obviously that's the one that I am kind of infatuated with the most. But yeah, Donna just left such a great impression on me. She feels a lot more important to the plot as opposed to Aprilis. She kind of has like a bigger, wider story arc, and technically, Donna was here with us. Donna was with us here in Ys 9 as well. She's always there protecting us. If I pray to any god, I pray to Donna. But yeah, you know, it was a good game. It was a really good game. And it really makes me sad. I kind of got really attached to the city of Balduke. I kind of don't want to leave. But that's fine. Just like with Adel leaving and going to other adventures, this may be the end of a journey, but don't be sad. Just because this is the end of a journey, that only means is the beginning of a new one. I'm done with Ys 9 right now, but we have so many more Ys games to go through. The many books of Adult Kristen's adventures have yet to be read by me. And so, we still have Ys 3, 4, 5, 6, whichever many. I have like 2 more Ys games on Steam. Ys Origin, we never finished Ys Origin, so we might go back to that. We still have a whole other character that we have to play through. And that game was really fun. I really like that one too, so yeah. Falcom, coming back with all the bangers, as always. I don't know any game that they made that's, like, bad. So yeah, I'll just keep playing until I find a better one. I've yet to find one. And of course, Crossbell, we're still going with that, so thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I've been streaming for 7 hours. Another one added to the pile of long-haul marathon streams that I've done. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Persona 5. Modern Warfare 2. I played that whole game in one sitting. And then this. Never finished Origin? I forgot. No, I was like right at the end on the girl's story. I was like right about to finish it, and I just never finished it because I died in some bullshit place and I lost like 2 hours of progress. but I am gonna come back. I want to come back after beating this. Of course I do. Anyway, I'm hungry. It's 4 in the morning. I think I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and just go to bed. Anyway, it's Saturday. I guess these are the perfect times for me to do stuff like this. Alright, see you next time. Later. Bye-bye.